Take a look at the device you are using right now. Whether it is a phone, a tablet, or a laptop, the glass, metal, and silicon in your hands are currently at the center of a global geopolitical meltdown. For the last decade, we have enjoyed a steady stream of cheap, fast, and smart hardware. Your phone's image signal processors can automatically color grade photos in real time, and massive artificial intelligence models can generate text on demand. But in 2026, the era of frictionless, infinite hardware hit a wall. 3 simultaneous crises have fractured the global supply chain: a severe shortage of industrial helium, a sudden ban on critical minerals, and war in the Middle East. The digital world we rely on feels boundless, but it is bound by highly vulnerable physical supply chains that are currently collapsing. To see why this is happening, we have to look at the microscopic heart of your phone's processor. Next-generation AI chips require highly advanced new architectures to function. They use components like CFET transistors, which stack layers vertically to save space, and ruthenium interconnects, which replace traditional copper wiring to carry current faster through nanoscale lines. Building these microscopic structures requires massive amounts of ultra-pure helium to cool the equipment and keep the manufacturing environments completely free of contaminants. But a severe 2026 helium supply chain disruption is hitting these fabrication plants hard, physically preventing the production of new processors. Without steady helium, the heavily hyped memory supercycle and the AI hardware revolution are stalled right on the factory floor. Even if the processors could be built, the physical components that make the phone usable, the haptic motors, the internal speakers, and the glass screen, are trapped inside of a separate manufacturing bottleneck. These parts require specific rare earth elements to manufacture, elements like dysprosium, terbium, and samarium. In April, China enacted a strict export ban on 7 of these critical minerals, in direct retaliation to U.S. tariff increases on Chinese products. This chart shows the immense scale of the threat. The ban effectively freezes China's 90% grip on the global rare earth supply, forcing manufacturers to scramble for alternatives that do not exist yet. This geopolitical trade war has weaponized the periodic table against the global consumer electronics industry. Zooming out from the components, the massive logistical network required to assemble and deliver these devices faces its own crisis. The 2026 war in Iran and the ongoing crisis in the Strait of Hormuz have triggered massive spikes in global energy prices. High energy costs cripple tech production. Semiconductor plants require enormous, constant draws from the power grid to run, and global shipping requires stable fuel prices to move components across oceans. This chart shows the macroeconomic fallout tracked by the IMF. The conflict crushed global trade growth to 1.9% and slowed overall economic growth to 3.1%. Emerging markets bear the brunt of this slowdown, facing intense inflation and strained supply lines. Even if tech companies had the raw materials, the electricity required to assemble them and fuel needed to ship the final products is becoming too expensive to sustain the economy. The limitless promises of the AI revolution are colliding headfirst with physical reality and a burning geopolitical map. In their April 2026 World Economic Outlook, the International Monetary Fund issued long-term warnings regarding the shift in global spending priorities. As geopolitical tensions rise, nations are forced to react by rapidly scaling up their defense spending. Surging defense budgets worsen public debt and crowd out critical social spending, directly risking civilian unrest. The IMF notes that the macroeconomic scarring and institutional erosion from these conflicts will last well beyond the immediate wartime shocks. The frictionless, hyper-connected digital reality we take for granted is entirely at the mercy of a fragile, highly contested physical world, and right now, that world is breaking.